and welcome to another episode of Living in Indianapolis, Indiana. My name is Evan Deal and I'm with eXp Realty. And today we are diving back into Brownsburg, Indiana, a northwestern suburb of Indianapolis, the north part of the west side. And we are going to dive into what makes it special by looking at a bird's eye view at the map and going all around looking at local hotspots. But before we get to that, be sure you leave a like on this video. Be sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you are always kept in the loop on everything that's happening in and around Indianapolis, here in the Circle City that we love. Now with that, let's dive into today's video. All right, now let's take a look at the map for Brownsburg and really explore this community. So here we have Indianapolis, Circle City, 465 ringing the whole thing. And over here on the west side, we have Brownsburg. So Brownsburg is in Hendricks County. You know, we've talked about Hamilton County, of Johnson County, of Hancock County. So here we're going to Hendricks County, and Indianapolis is Marion County. The other two sort of major cities out on the west side, you have Avon, you have Plainfield. If you want to go further out, there's Danville. But Brownsburg is kind of the northwestern one. It's kind of straight west, but it's close enough to the northwest that I'm calling it northwest. So in Brownsburg, you can see here's the outline here. And what do we immediately have off to the east is Eagle Creek. Eagle Creek is one of the three main reservoirs around Indianapolis. So let's take a look. I've talked about these: Geist, Morse, Eagle Creek. So Eagle Creek, you have a massive park. You can see how the top half of it is all green. That's because it's a massive park. Tons of hiking and things like canoeing, and just a really amazing place to be. A lot of fun to get out and explore and really dive into nature. So in Brownsburg proper, your main road interstate-wise is going to be 74 coming out east and west, and then that'll take you to 465. Let me zoom out just a little. And then you've got a couple highways. You have 267 going north and south, and 136 going northwest and southeast. So sort of paralleling 74. The 74 is going to be your main interstate that takes you in and out of Brownsburg. And so if you just head south, you're going to end up in Avon and then eventually in Plainfield. And just for travel purposes, the airport, not too far away. Far enough that you're not really hearing the planes, but not too far where it's inconvenient. So very easy to get to the Indianapolis International Airport. So let's dive into Brownsburg a little bit. I already mentioned Eagle Creek, but I wanted to touch on Arbuckle Acres as well, which is sort of the major park within Brownsburg. Let's look at some of the photos. Really absolutely beautiful places to play, places to hike and walk. There's water. Just really great place to get out and explore. We have a ton of just amazing parks around Indianapolis, and Arbuckle Acres is definitely one of those amazing places to get out to. So there's I mean, you can see all the green space around Brownsburg. It's called Brownsburg, but there's tons of green space. It's quite the conundrum, but definitely a lot of places to get out and explore. So if we dive into Brownsburg, sorry, I'm losing control of my mouse here. If we dive into Brownsburg, the downtown is small in Brownsburg. It's not like what we've seen in other videos with Carmel or Fishers, cities of 100,000 plus people. There's around 33,000 people in Brownsburg. And while it's growing steadily, it's not growing explosively. It's a little more spread out than some other areas where, there's areas to build. There's plenty of nature areas. Not everything's on top of each other. But if you see the downtown, you will feel right at home with a traditional Indiana downtown in the city. You've got the classic brick buildings, on either side of the street. You got Main Street running through downtown. I'll just go ahead and click up a little bit. You have local businesses, places to eat, places to shop. Just your very normal Main Street, and this is so very much akin to other towns in Indiana. Brownsburg has its own flair, but this is the style you see throughout the state. And you don't see it in every Indianapolis suburb. You definitely don't see that tight, consolidated downtown. So it's something that makes Brownsburg actually stand out a little bit around Indianapolis. You go to Greenwood, you go to Carmel, you go to Fishers. You're going to see really big, expansive commercial districts. But that's not the case with Brownsburg's downtown. It's a lot smaller scale. So another highlight of the Brownsburg area is the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park, where you have drag races and other races. So if you are a racing fan, Indianapolis is the place to be, of course, because we have the Indianapolis 500, the Brickyard, the IMS, but you can even go out to Brownsburg to see different types of races. So we have all kinds of racing here, and it's perfect for it because we have a lot of flat land in Indiana. So definitely a place to check out if you are a racing fan. The West Side is a good place to be because you have the Raceway Park right there, and then Speedway is right over here. So racing fans, it's a good place to be right there in Brownsburg. And one more park I wanted to touch on real quick is Williams Park. So Williams Park, yet another green space, place to play, splash pad, just really cool place to get out and have fun in the sun and just explore nature. But we love it all around Indianapolis. Tons of great green places. All right, so now let's dive into the real estate market and see all the housing options we have around Brownsburg. All right, now let's take a look at the real estate market in and around Brownsburg. So I'm going to start on the south side, closer to Avon. And median home price is in the low 300s in Brownsburg, and low to mid 300s. And you're going to see, as usual, this is going to vary by area. It's going to vary by community and neighborhood within Brownsburg. So let's take a look at some of these cluster of houses over here. Here we have a 423 that's active right now. So 5 bed, 3 baths, 2,400 square feet. We're in Laurelton. You got a 375 here. Let's take a look into it. That's in Promenade. So that's going to be right at or above that median home price. Here's 350, 3 beds, 2 baths, only 1,500 square feet. Currently active. 318, 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,600 square feet. So you can see this is kind of going to be your median home type, median home size, price within Brownsburg in this mid 300 price range. So if we go down a little bit, you can see depending on the community, you can go up a little bit as well. So here we have some 500s, 529, 510, 555. Let's take a look. So Emerald Park, you can see it's a little bit bigger of a home and a little bit newer of a home as well. Yeah, built 2019. So that's what's driving the increased price on this one. So let's go back a little bit. All right, let's get up into more of the downtown area. You can see the prices decrease when you're getting more into the built up part of Brownsburg, the Main Street area, the downtown. You're more in the 200, so now you're below that median price point. So you're looking at 221, smaller home, less than 1,000 square feet, just at 1,000 square feet, a little bit older as well. And this is what you're going to see in the core of Brownsburg. But as you go out, you have newer communities that have been developed and are continuing to be developed, and that's where you're going to see those higher price points. So you can see we go out a little bit. We scoot over here. There's actually a 749, which is a lot higher than some of the other prices you're going to see within Brownsburg. It's in Brentwood. Let's take a look just to the north. Here's a 550, a 420, 415. So once again, you're just at a little bit above that median price. And what you're going to see there is you're going to see bigger homes as a result. You're going to see newer homes. Yeah, built 2024. 2,800 square feet, 5 bed, 3 baths. So when you compare that with the ones that are below the median, you're going to see smaller homes. So it's pretty consistent throughout. So you go north, you have a smattering of different prices, 3s and 4s. Here we have a higher end community as well. So let's dive into it. We got a 610. This is in Windridge Chase. And you can see a newer home, right? So still new builds going up throughout Brownsburg. Definitely room for expansion. So let's go out to the east as we wind up. And out east, once again, you have that higher than median price point. You can even get up to $950 in Brownsburg, 5,200 square feet. This is what $1 million can get you in Brownsburg. 5,200 square feet, 6 beds, 4.5 baths. Let's take a look. Yep, 950, Eagles Landing. Here we're getting in the Eagle Creek area. 725, 5 bed, 4.5 baths, 4,700 square feet. So you can see that's in Trader Station. So you can see different pockets, different price points. Whenever you're gauging an area, really any area, but definitely around Indianapolis, look at the community, look at the surrounding communities, and you're going to be able to identify price trends in those areas. And definitely work with me, and I will help you find what you're looking for in those communities, what type of community you're looking for, what type of home you're looking for. And you can see in Brownsburg, there's no shortage of options of different places, both new and old, a variety of price points. So if you like the area, there's something for everyone here. All right, now let's run over some stats for Brownsburg, Indiana. The population is around 33,000 people. The Brownsburg Community School Corporation is currently ranked among Indiana's top districts, according to niche.com, earning an A rating from the Indiana Department of Education. It has a 99% graduation rate. Brownsburg High School currently ranks number 15 in Indiana, according to U.S. News and World's report, and has a 45% AP participation rate. The median home price in 2025 is $368,000 in Brownsburg, and you can get houses that are quite a bit more expensive than that, and maybe a little bit less expensive, but it is one of the more expensive places on the west side. A really interesting note, over 47% of the homes in Brownsburg have been built since 2000, so you're going to see a lot of newer builds, and there are still new build communities that you can tap into as well. Some of the higher end communities in Brownsburg include the Arbuckle, luxury apartments off Green Street with resort style amenities, pool, pet spa, coffee lounge, and they have courtyard events there, which makes it pretty neat. You have waterfront homes on Eagle Creek. We actually covered this in our waterfront living guide. If you're interested, let us know. These have high-end single-family homes along Eagle Creek Park's edge. And there's often custom-built ones with larger lots. Waterfront access, no motorized boats. Eagle Creek is a lot quieter than you'll see on Geist or Morse. And Holloway Ridge, which has custom brick homes tucked in wooded lots, sort of near Northfield Drive. And they're in the 400,000 plus range. And the crime rate is 0.86%, which is below the national average and below the Indiana state average. And that wraps up our look at Brownsburg, Indiana. Wonderful suburb, great place to live, and can't recommend it highly enough. Now, before you go, be sure to hit the like button on this video, hit the subscribe button for this channel, and ring the notification bell so that you are kept in the loop on everything happening in and around the Circle City. Can't wait to see you in the next one. I'm Evan Deal. This is Living in Indianapolis, Indiana.